Welcome to today's video. Whether you are a first-time home buyer or a seasoned home buyer, understanding the importance of getting pre-approved with a lender is crucial. If you're financing any portion of your next home purchase, this is the video for you. In this video, we're going to dive into what a pre-approval means, the steps you need to take to get pre-approved, and why this is an essential step in your Oregon home buying journey. At its core, getting pre-approved with a lender is your golden ticket to understanding how much you can afford when it comes to buying a home here in Oregon. It's like a financial roadmap tailored just for you, and it's going to help guide us in our adventures of house hunting here in Oregon. Your pre-approval letter is also going to become a key part of any offer that you submit here in Oregon. Now, you might be wondering, when the heck do I actually need to get pre-approved? Well, for the majority of my clients here in Oregon, it is going to be a fundamental first step that should be taken before we start touring homes in person or virtually. Why we need that pre-approval letter before we move along too far in this journey together is for two main reasons. The first reason is that a pre-approval letter allows you to set your budget when you are buying a house. The second reason is because your pre-approval letter is not just a piece of paper. It's going to become a part of any offer that you submit here. When I present your offer to the seller and their agent, your pre-approval letter is going to be in that fold of paperwork, and it's going to demonstrate that you're not just interested in that home, but that you have the financial backing to make it happen. So whether you're a first-time home buyer, a seasoned home buyer, or if you're selling your current home and using the proceeds from that sale to purchase a part of your next home, chatting with a lender early in this process will set you up for success on this journey. Depending on your timelines, you might be a bit hesitant to get pre-approved with a lender right away, and I totally understand where you're coming from. The next best option for you, if you have a little bit longer of a timeline, is to simply chat with a lender to discuss the pre-approval process. Your lender is going to be able to tell you what sort of documents you should start gathering to prepare for that actual application and pre-approval process, and they're also going to tell you some other items that might be needed if you are relocating across state lines. Overall, just remember that it's best to chat with a lender early in this process to learn what items you need to be gathering to make sure that you are primed and ready to go if you need to get approved at the drop of a hat because you've just seen a house online that you've fallen in love with. Now let me share a real-world example with you that underscores the importance of being pre-approved. I had a relocating client who found their dream home here in Oregon online. Now my clients, rightly so, they were so incredibly excited to make an offer on this home, but they hadn't yet gotten pre-approved. But my clients were doing all the things that they needed to do to get pre-approved, but there were some items and pieces of paperwork and documentation that they needed to gather, and that was taking a little bit of time. Because they started home shopping before they had all of their duckies in a row, they fell in love with the house before they were ready to actually place an offer on the house. And while my clients were doing all the right things and chatting with my preferred lender to get all of their paperwork together, some other buyer swooped on in and submitted an offer on the house, and unfortunately the sellers, they did not want to wait for us any longer, and my clients, they missed out on that house. I tell you this story because I want to emphasize that getting pre-approved is not just like a thing you have to, a box you need to check off. It is really a cornerstone of this entire process. In the realm of luxury homes, getting pre-approved is most oftentimes a prerequisite. Listing agents who are dealing with high-end properties are likely going to request your pre-approval upfront, ensuring that they are only showcasing their listings to serious and qualified buyers from the start. And overall, this practice of requesting the pre-approval letter before I can even schedule tours for us is becoming more and more popular in Oregon as a whole. And this makes sense, right? Sellers don't want people in their house touring it and having them leave the property unless that buyer is ready to make an offer. And that's okay, because the solution is chatting with a lender. Easy peasy. Let's talk about the 5 steps to getting pre-approved. 5 sounds like a lot of steps, but I promise a few of these are just like super easy steps that you're gonna breeze right through. Step 1 is to chat with a lender. And based upon your situation and your timelines to purchase, your lender is either going to tell you, hey, start gathering some documents and getting things all in order, or they're going to tell you that your next step based upon your situation is to submit an application and get pre-approved for a mortgage. You can use my preferred lender or you can select your own, but be mindful that who you select as your lender does have an impact on this entire process. And that's why I recommend connecting with my go-to lender, Palke of Guild Mortgage, for this process. I don't get any kickbacks for referring him, but I do get happy clients who get the houses that they want. If you are ready to take the first step of chatting with Kevin, you can find his information in the description of this video. Just tell him that we're working together and you want to chat about what the best next steps for you in this journey are going to be. Step 2 is going to be providing your lender with the necessary documents that they ask for. Your lender's typically going to need proof of income, employment verification, and details about your assets and your debts. Depending on your unique situation, your lender may need some additional documents as well. Step 3 is having your credit checked. Step 4 is receiving your pre-approval letter. Yay! This is going to state the dollar amount that you are pre-approved for, which really just means it's going to tell you what your budget is for house hunting. Once we know your budget, we can then tailor our online search efforts to match that dollar amount. Step 5 is send me a good old copy of your pre-approval letter. I am going to keep a copy of it on file so that when we're ready to submit an offer, yay, we're going to have that ready to go. If you enjoyed this video, you are going to want to watch this one next. Bye, friends.